Doesn't matter what kind of signs you have in your stash, because today we'll be turning them into beautiful new fall signs for your home. Let's go. Hey y'all, let's jump into this first DIY. You're going to need some of the wood cutouts from Dollar Tree. I've got some poster letters from Dollar General, a piece of embossed cardstock, a sign, some wood beads, and some paint that I didn't use. So the first thing I do is take my finger sander and sand off all the glitter. You would think by now that Dollar Tree would get the hint and, not use the glitter. Anywho, now I'm going to use a generous amount of my Gorilla Craft glue stick because this is cardstock and I wanted to make sure that it didn't go anywhere when I put it down. Of course, you could use hot glue, but when it comes to paper like this, I just prefer a good old glue stick, and Elmer's glue stick will work just fine. I want to say welcome back to my subscribers, and welcome if you are new here. My name is Robin, and I love to create Dollar Tree DIY decor and other decor using some inexpensive supplies. Now, why I did not remove the top part of this sign, I'll never know. It would have made my life so much easier. But anyway, here I go with my dull craft knife trying to cut this cardstock away from the top of the mason jar sign. It takes several tries, but I do finally succeed. I need a new craft knife, y'all, desperately. So there it finally comes, and as you'll see, there is a little bit where I cut too much of the paper away, but we'll fix that here in a little bit. So I cut away the excess cardstock as close as I could to the sign, because I will go back with my finger sander, you know how I do, and sand away for that clean, crisp edge. Except this cardstock was so thick, it was leaving part of the white, which was underneath, and I didn't like that. But don't worry, I'll go back and fix that too. And I just go all the way around the sign with my finger sander, removing the excess paper. I think this shade of blue is so very pretty for fall time. It looks really good with orange. And I think you can see right there the embossing I was talking about. It's got different shapes of leaves on it. It's really pretty paper. I got it at Michael's like a gazillion years ago. But here I go fixing the little boo-boo I had up top with some antique wax, just using a small paintbrush, which I was going to go around the edges of the jar anyway. So, it is what it is. But I do just go around all around the edge of the bottom of the jar and then continue around the entire sign, which just adds to that rustic farmhouse look. And that's exactly what I was going for here, because y'all know I love farmhouse. And I wanted this jar, especially around the top, to look like it had some rust on it. And I did add some to the top of the jar as well. So if you are brand new, welcome, welcome. If you enjoy this type of content, Dollar Tree decor, inexpensive DIYs, easy to make stuff, then I invite you to go ahead and hit that subscribe button and become part of my Unleashed crew. I have 3 of the wood cutout pumpkins from the Dollar Tree, and I'm mixing my own shade of orange using the pumpkin chalk paint by Waverly and some nutmeg brown by Apple Barrel. And I'm mixing plenty, because once you start mixing paint, if you don't have enough, you'll never get it right. I put down the H, the M, and the E on the pumpkins. And as you see, I am painting over them using my orange concoction. And of course, the leaf is going to be my O. When this orange paint dries, you guys will see what I mean about it looking so good with this shade of blue. I absolutely love it. So I just continue on covering all of my pumpkins with the orange paint. And now, before the paint dries, I'm going in using my dull craft knife and removing the letters because I wanted that natural wood to show through. So I guess I don't know, call it a reverse stencil. I don't know. Um, so just barely getting the tip of it up because I didn't want to poke the wood. Now this leaf turns out absolutely gorgeous. I'm just using a brush and some antique wax, and then I will take my baby wipe and wipe it back off, and it really brings out the wood tones in this wood leaf, and I really love how this looks. To add some detail to my pumpkins, I went in with a small paintbrush and more of the antique wax and just made some grooves, as you see there. If it gets a little dark, I just take a baby wipe and blend it in. I think it gives it a more natural look and a more farmhousey kind of look. It makes it kind of dirty looking. And if I get too much wiped off, no problem. Just go back in with some more wax and darken it up however I see fit. And I do this to all of the pumpkins. So what colors are you guys decorating with for fall? I would love to know. There are so many beautiful color combinations out there. I've seen a lot of the blue and the orange. The pastels, I think, are really pretty. I just tend to lean more towards the darker shades for some reason. I don't know. That's just my thing. So I finish up my letters. Then I simply attach them down to my sign using some hot glue. And look how good that orange looks against that blue jar. I love it. And there you can see a little bit of the antique wax around the whole sign. And then to finish it up, I forgot to say, I had 4 flat half-inch wood beads that I went on ahead and painted with the same shade of orange. Added a couple of leaves at the top, a raffia bow, and it was done. This video is part of the Signs of Fall collaboration hosted by Amanda at 6 Kids and a Glue Gun, Chantel with Crafty Hints, and Brenda with Rustic and Lace DIY. I'll have links to their channels as well as a link to the playlist in the description box below. So when y'all finish with this video, go check them all out. For DIY number 2, I'm using a 6-inch wood round from Hobby Lobby, some more wood beads, a Nantucket blue paint color, and this cute little truck I got from Dollar General for only $1. I start out by painting my wood round with the Nantucket blue, removed the metal stake with my wire cutters, and I'm also using 2 tumbling tower blocks because the truck needs something to lift it off of the wood round. I'm using my weld bond glue, applying coats to the tumbling tower blocks and to the wood round to make sure that I get a really good adhesion. If y'all are enjoying this video so far, I would appreciate a really big thumbs up. That really helps YouTube recognize my channel, and it allows more folks to see my videos. And we all know everybody needs to see my videos, right? Thank you. Y'all are so sweet. So I just put the tumbling tower blocks down, and when it comes to adding the truck, as you see there, I mean, it's just bare metal on the back, and there was really nothing for it to stick to, which is why another reason why I had to use the tumbling tower blocks. So I put down some of the super glue, what's it called? All-purpose, I forget what it's called, but you get it at the Dollar Tree, along with a few dots of hot glue, and I've made sure that I've got it centered on my wood round. and I set this aside to dry for a bit. Once my truck is set, I take my wood beads and just a dab of hot glue, just a little bit, because I don't want that oozing out. And I find that it's much easier to put the hot glue onto the surface than it is the wood round. And I go all the way around the sign with the beads. I was inspired to create this piece by some little signs that I saw at Dollar General the other day, and I thought I can surely make that at home because I'm crafting from my stash. I didn't buy anything new for this. So basically this just cost me nothing, and it turned out so very cute. Alrighty, for DIY number 3, I'm using one of these box signs from Dollar Tree. This gorgeous napkin that a beautiful friend of mine sent me, my little iron from Temu, some Mod Podge, and paint that I don't use. So I'm sanding off the glitter, and I give the sides a good sanding as well. Now, I mentioned that that napkin was sent to me by a very good friend that I met here on YouTube. We did a collaboration together, and her name is May. Hi, May. And her channel is Crafting Away with May. And if you have not checked out her channel, oh my goodness, y'all have got to go by her channel. Check out her videos. You'll love her style, and you will absolutely fall in love with her personality, y'all. She is a very, very sweet person, and I appreciate her sending me so many napkins. She wanted to give me plenty to practice the Mod Podge with. I will have her channel linked below as well. So when you get finished with the playlist, please go by her channel, watch some of her videos, and tell her that Robin sent her by. Sent y'all by. Sorry. So once I get that sanded and wiped off, whoops, I squirt paint everywhere. It wouldn't be a Robin video without a few oops moments. I'm going to cover this entire sign. Ooh, something slimy on my brush. I think that paint's getting old. But I'm using the nutmeg brown, and I give the entire sign 2 good coats. Nothing really special going on here, but I chose the darker color because my napkin that I'm going to be using has the darker tones in it. And I didn't want to use white. I don't know. I just chose this color, y'all. That, you know, how it is. You just choose a color and you say, oh, this will look good. So I went with it. All around the edges as well. And once the paint had dried, I'm going in with a lot of Mod Podge. If any of you watched my last video, which was a small Temu haul video, and I did a couple of DIYs, I did have an issue with the napkin wrinkling up on me, which is why my sweet friend May ended up sending me these gorgeous napkins. Is this napkin not absolutely gorgeous? I fell in love with it immediately and knew that I had to use it in this video, because what else says signs of fall like pumpkins and sunflowers, and it screams farmhouse. It's got the wood background on the napkin. It's got the little black and white gingham bow. So I separate the layers of the napkin, get it down to just one layer, and I let my Mod Podge sit there on that sign for probably an hour or so. I put a coat of Mod Podge on it, went in the house, did some stuff, and come back. And I made sure to center my napkin where I wanted it. I wanted that pumpkin right in the middle. I've got my parchment paper, laying it on top. And guys, this little craft iron from Temu is, it does the job. I am impressed. For like $6, this thing does it. So I use that and start in the middle of the sign and iron my way out. Now, you don't have to have a special iron. If you've got an iron at home, that'll work just fine. Just don't use the steam. And I really go over this napkin very, very well, going out from the center to the edges, all over. making really sure that I'm getting that Mod Podge reactivated again. And I have to say, this one turns out a lot better. No wrinkles right there, y'all. That's what I'm talking about. Now I'm applying a second layer of Mod Podge, and I think this is where I get my one little wrinkle. I think I have a tendency to overwork my Mod Podge, if that makes any sense at all. I should just slap it on there and quit rebrushing it. I don't know. It's a thing, y'all. I see these brush strokes and I'm like, I can't stand it. But right there in that upper left-hand corner is where I do end up with a wrinkle. And I think it's because I overwork my Mod Podge. What do y'all think? Is it, am I using too much? Am I overworking it? I don't know. For all of you that are still here with me, please leave me a pumpkin emoji down in the comments. That lets me know you stuck it out with me and watched these cute DIYs. I hope you've enjoyed them today because I really like making them. And be sure to let me know what your favorite is. Is it the pumpkin sign, the home sign, the adorable little truck? I was torn. I like them all. But my favorite, yes, is the pumpkin sign. I absolutely love it, love it, love it. But I do love the truck. I like the truck. And then there's the home sign. I love the color combination of the blue and the orange. Guys, thank you so much. Don't forget to go check out the Signs of Fall collaboration playlist, as well as the host channels. And don't forget my friend May. Her link will be down below as well. Y'all know what I'm going to say next. Go get your craft on. Bye.